I'm Dr. Craig Pohlman, and in addition to being a psychologist, I'm a big fan of comic books. Not just because they're cool and fun, but because they also can be used to support learning. In this segment, I talked to colleague Pat O'Connor about how to use comic books to support reading instruction. What are your thoughts about how we can use comics to help kids who maybe are struggling with reading?
I think one of the best ways to use comics for kids who struggle with that is to help kind of net them with their interests. And what I mean by that is that kids nowadays, like they already can speak the superhero lingo. They know who Superman is, they know who Spider-Man is and all that. So when they are watching TV, when they go see the movie or what have you for whatever superhero they like, I would recommend taking them straight to the comic book store right after, because they just watched something that's awesome for like 2 hours and they love it. So let's go get some more stories, essentially. Like, wasn't that exciting? Let's find some more exciting stories that you can read. And there's going to be so many of them. There could be dozens or even hundreds of more stories that they can read about the superhero that they just watched. So connecting the excitement of reading to something they already enjoy doing, like watching the show or playing a video game, for example, that's a great way to keep kids interested in reading.
Now, would it be fair to say that there's been a trend in comics that a lot of titles have become more visual, and there's less dialogue or less text in the word balloons? Not
Right.
the case for all, but would you say that for a lot of titles that has become a trend?
Absolutely. I would describe it as being a bit more cinematic. It seems as though comic books have gotten more similar to storytelling, similar to a movie or a TV show, where they're going to have bigger spreads. They're going to have more two-page spreads, for example, where you open the book and that open spread is going to be one image, and it's going to have just maybe someone's thoughts, but it's going to have so much detail in it, and it's going to be very poignant to the storytelling, a big dramatic scene, and that helps a bit with the pace and to really engage the reader a lot more, rather than having to explain what's going on in each bubble with, like, you know, with a thought bubble up ahead.
So still plenty of text to read,
Sure. Yeah.
but a lot more visual support to help figure out what's going on with the text and to draw the reader in.
Exactly, and that's a great way too for the kids to make the connection between the dialogue and the text of the story with the facial expressions and the action that's going on. So if the child maybe doesn't understand a word, they can use the pictures to try to figure it out, what's going on, and wonder how that word relates to the scene.
Mm-hmm. So comics provide a hook, but they also provide a lot of cinematic visual support for the reading.
Yeah.
This has been the Mind Matters Show, where we are saving the world one comic book reader and writer at a time.